Thank you for this opportunity. I mean, it's always glad to see so many people, specifically from other generation, and see that interest in this field is getting bigger. I attended last year as well. It was a little bit smaller, at least it was a little bit smaller in case of the physical space. So as it was mentioned, I represent today economic growth angle of the US government, or USAID, to say incorrectly, which is a US Agency for International Development. And we operate in Georgia for the last 30 years. On average, per year, we implement about 50 projects with about $40 million budget. So this is our annual budget, spreading for many different projects, ranging from the supporting agriculture, tourism, ICT, commerce, data science, and many others, but also governance, human rights, agriculture, and so on. I will highlight a linkage with topic, but I also want to put some attention with some of the issues which you as a sector can contribute. So, as I mentioned, we are heavily supporting for last 2 years ICT sector and e-commerce, and I know there is a linkage between what you do and those sectors. Why? Because of COVID, because of bigger demand for international market for that sector. We are taking, for example, ICT group together with Bank of Georgia to Uzbekistan in 2 weeks because they are growing and they see opportunity already outside Georgia. And I'm feeling the same opportunity would come to the other stakeholders to this sector. Because for me, ICT technically somehow includes data science. I know it's not same, but for me it's bigger cluster. So we have a project trying to work with Forset, and Forset is our good partner, introducing data science in public sector. And under data science, we mean helping government agencies to better interpret data and better justify the impact, as well as better present. Why it's important? I can give one example from last weekend when we had an interesting session with Ministry of Finance and Revenue Service, where our economic governance project presented so-called regulatory impact assessment of tax dispute resolution. So we are helping Revenue Service to improve tax dispute resolution, and RIA, which is one of the database tool, concluded that if the process would go according to some direction, impact during next 10 years might be around 490 million jail by saved amounts or money going back into the economy and so on. And we have huge number of reforms where there is a key to present that knowledge in good way or that information in good way. So that would be interesting topic for you as a current or future data scientist to contribute to better future of Georgia and not only. Same might be about all of the reforms we do under economic governance, whether it would be water related, whether it would be tourism related. For example, in tourism we have one interesting challenge which I also think might be interesting subject for you. So we, together with tourism agency, and sorry if I'm taking longer, but I will conclude in a reasonable time. Together with the tourism agency, Minister of Economy and others, we multiple times brought quite well-known travel influencers, like 10, 15 people from all of the West, not only, but including from Philippines, including from like Israel, Turkey, and showed them Georgia and told to them, please tell to your followers, ranging to 10 million people, 15 million people, how beautiful Georgia is. So it went quite well, and at the end I'm telling to my partner, like, how many tourists you brought? At the end they were not able to tell me how many people came in response of that so-called social media promotion. Now we are partnering with MasterCard to kind of track how behavior of some of the followers change, or what they are writing about Georgia and how that might impact the travelers. But at the end, again, there is a huge gap in the case of knowledge, which we don't have answer, and that might be a good opportunity for you. Anyway, not to go too far on that way, as I mentioned, we do all of this because we want high-value jobs in country. As we see, high-value job is more better than low-value job. We are trying to support competitiveness of Georgian private sector companies and sectors. Why? Because that's all results into the stronger country, and stronger country means also stronger democracy. I know some of our partners are also speaking, not partners, I would say beneficiaries and partners, speaking also, like we have interesting project with Sweet Digital, we have interesting project with BTU, and that's our possibly future master's program on data science. But overall, we implement, I would say, about 5 kind of quite big projects, which has quite a strong linkage with knowledge, data science, and education, starting from economic governance, working on the economic policies. Economic security project, supporting ICT, commerce sectors, shared intellectual services, data science, but in case of the private sector, and also bringing tourists and all of the rest. We have project, and I saw Zinc here, implemented by Zinc, fighting against misinformation, or kind of measuring how misinformation affects behavior and finding arguments how to balance it. Last year, we started quite big skills, industry skills-based project, which some of you might already know. Private businesses who see opportunity in jobs and who need skilled people, they together with universities, vocational schools can apply for quite substantial support. And that project is now booming because there is, I would say, quite big number, including from ICT sector, applying and already initiating work. But they are also supporting like tractor drivers, they are also training hospital staff and others. So that's kind of summary I wanted to head, but also to add, and I forgot almost, another experience, because as I'm speaking here, I wanted to share my thoughts as well, because I see there is a huge opportunity in this field. I also teach for like almost 25 years, and I teach marketing research methods. I also mentor students. At the end of their master's degree, maybe sometimes PhD degree, I'm helping them to develop their final like dissertation or paper. And frequently they lack the data-based part of the work. They are somehow good in something, like I have now 2 students writing about their generation. Another writing about capital market, but they lack knowledge how to collect information, how to analyze information, and how to present. I'm not proposing you to help them, but for me this is a niche area where having strong background, strong knowledge would make you very successful, not only here, but outside. And as I mentioned, Georgia is getting bigger. We are trying to go to the other countries. And I still see big future despite all of the challenges we see around us. So thank you for your time, and I wish successful end of your conference. Mabok.